Heather Lennon, Sales Director for NorthSouth Books, and I'm happy to be here with a new edition of Coffee and Books. Today, I'm talking with Jacqueline Alcántara, illustrator of The FIELD, written by Baptiste Paul. Hi, Jackie.
Hi. Good morning.
We are here to talk about The FIELD, a book about soccer set in the Caribbean, which was Jackie's debut book. Absolutely beautiful book, full of motion and excitement. She brought a lot to the book, and I'm happy to have her here at Coffee and Books today.
I'm happy to be here, Heather. Thank you.
I have to say, my first question to you is, what's your drink of choice?
Oh, coffee.
Cheers.
Every day, all day. Yes, absolutely. Cheers.
So The FIELD, beautiful soccer book, really great timing to talk about it now because we had all the soccer over the weekend with the Copa and the Euro. I would like to ask you sort of, what was your connection into this book? How did you get into The FIELD, the spirit of The FIELD?
Well, I enjoyed soccer growing up. I didn't play it too much other than just, some random pickup games with friends here and there. But my dad is from Honduras, and he played soccer pickup games just like, I imagined was happening in the book. So when I read Baptiste's manuscript, I immediately went there. I immediately went to Honduras and stories from my dad. And that's really kind of the place that I started even building the characters, just from stories from him, different people he played with. And I feel like it helped me just get a sense, or kind of bring naturally into it, that it's just this big community thing. People of all ages, people stopping in the middle of their day, to just drop whatever they're doing and play. And I liked that spirit of the pickup game. And so I felt like I had, some good inspiration to draw from right off the bat, just from those stories.
I love the way you pulled kind of the whole community into your illustrations too, because it's the kids on the field, the grown-ups refereeing, the mamas coming out, calling people in, and some animals too, which is great.
Some animals.
It's a really fun book, which got tremendous reviews and lots of stars.
It did, yay! I was so excited.
It was a good experience. One thing in the book that I wanted to ask you about that's come up a couple of times is there's a child in the book that some reviewers, professional reviewers, people, reviewing on online platforms, regular readers, some people have said it's a girl, the girl, the boy, but it's not really clear. And I was curious if that was something you planned, or is that something readers brought to, their own reading of the book?
Well, I think I loved that Baptiste did not specify, first of all, who the main character was, many details about them at all. And so that's just such a fun part as an illustrator, to be able to kind of go in and interpret that yourself. And so it wasn't written into the manuscript or into any art notes. And so, I kind of just ran with it. And honestly, I just started doing a lot of sketches of different people, from St. Lucia, because that's where the book is set, other Caribbean, countries. And my character just kind of developed from an assortment of boys and girls photos. And, I had an idea for a gender at one point, but then I also just intentionally didn't really want it to didn't want them to look too much like a boy, too much like a girl, because I also was mindful that it's a sports book. So I wanted it, to be picked up by boys and girls equally. Mm-hmm. And so I, kind of went into it with that mindset of thinking, well, if this could be interpreted as a boy or as a girl or as whatever, maybe it will, not limit whoever is going to actually pick this book up and connect with the character. So open to interpretation, and, it's not an essential part of the story. So it doesn't really
matter. But it is great. And it's a really nice way for, everyone to kind of come into the story, I think.
Yeah. I think boys think it's a boy and girls think it's a girl, and whatever.
Exactly. The whole palette is really beautiful too. It's, really bright and gorgeous. What medium do you use to create that?
So I start everything with markers. Another coffee
Coffee
reference here.
markers.
Coffee markers. So I start everything with markers and pencil. And then I just do a ton of layers of marker. And then usually I'll do a little bit of gouache on top to add some texture, which is like watercolor paint, a little bit more opaque. And then I finish everything digitally. So I'll scan it in and then I kind of finish it up in Photoshop. I like all mediums. They all bring such a different, amazing set of tools. So I kind of like to use it all.
Yeah, why not? So the Field was your debut, and it was also Baptiste Paul's debut. And
Yeah.
now, NorthSouth is really excited because you are working on a second book together, Climb On.
Yeah.
And Climb On is also set in St. Lucia, and it features a father and a daughter on a hike. I wonder if you could show us a sneak peek.
Will do. I was so happy that we were able to do a follow-up to the Field. I mean, I guess, I don't know, follow-up, but it's definitely in the same world. So also doing a lot of artwork during the pandemic of a gorgeous tropical location was ideal, and in my mind was like an escape. So here's one piece. So this is, the marker. So this is kind of like my first
So cute.
go at it.
So great.
And so it's called Climb On. So we have, some of the similar characters, some new characters, taking a very adventurous hike.
It has some nice touches of humor that I mean, the Field also had touches of humor, but I think you guys together are just like a tremendous team.
Me too. Thank you. It's wonderful what authors can sometimes leave room for an illustrator to bring to it. And I feel like, the things Baptiste leaves out in his manuscripts are the things I love to, jump on and fill in the gaps. So in that regard, I agree with you, Heather. I think we'd make a very nice duo.
The FIELD and EL CAMPO paperbacks will be on sale August 24th, 2021. And Baptiste and Jackie's newest collaboration, Climb On, will be on sale February 22nd of 2022. It's been a lot of fun having you here, Jackie, on Coffee and Books. So
thank you for inviting me, Heather.
Thank you for joining us. Bye.
All right, bye.